Yeah, that works fine. That works. All right, why don't we go ahead and open the meeting
Oh, yeah,
then?
it's here.
Yep, got it, thank you. Sam, why don't you lead us off since you're here, thank you. And I'm certain this time of year you got a lot going on, so.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Taxes were due on December 22nd, and you can see that we've got 110 invoices outstanding for the second half bill, which is about average.
Okay.
It's nothing that is abnormal.
Yep.
That ending balance for the end of the year.
Okay,
That's good to know.
yeah.
It's getting to be like old friends.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, actually.
You got tabulator training tomorrow at 10 at the Sam Lake House.
Cool. Yep.
And do we have an assistant moderator now?
We haven't signed the slip yet, but
Yeah.
we have
We have
a,
we have a name,
candidate.
okay.
yeah, that's on tonight's agenda.
Okay. Great,
And filing period is next week.
All right,
Questions?
none from me? Calvin?
I'm
No?
good.
Yeah?
no, thank you,
Okay.
Sam.
Thanks, Sam, have a good night. John, I guess it's you.
Oh, this is unfamiliar territory.
I know, but
I don't, it's been a while since I went for topic. Well, we've had a few ice storms.
yes, we have.
We're still down a truck, it'll be at least another week and a half, they're waiting on parts. Because fuel tanks are hard to get. We also are down a sander on one of our 550s. We lost the chute, that's 30 days out on parts. We brought a sander out of retirement that I had out back and it's working fine. He actually doesn't wanna switch back.
Okay then,
Salt usage is up, I'll be ordering my 8th load here shortly. We just had a discussion on, there was nobody to help David on Friday until I finally found out. We set the crew up for a while. Right now the baler is set up so we can do plastic as it comes in.
Yep.
We're trying that, see if we can be a dryer setup. And it's nice having a loader back,
Working okay?
it's working fine.
Good.
don't say that out loud.
They loved it down there. They said it's good for another 5 years. I said, don't say that.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
But, yeah, no, they liked it, so,
good.
any questions for me?
With trucks out and stuff, do we have enough to adequately plow? Are we doing okay?
The backhoe is out helping out and
Yeah.
we're here.
Good enough.
How about drivers, John? Plow drivers?
We had a thing with the flu, so we've been running one short each storm except
Yeah.
for this last one.
Okay,
Wow,
yeah. Well, it is flu season, so.
okay,
All right.
well,
anything else?
thank you.
Do have one thing.
Yep.
T8 is the pickup truck,
Yep.
the old pickup truck.
Yep.
T6 is the water truck. They've been out of service since the fall. They're sitting up there. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get any money at all, but wondering if we should try and start thinking about putting together something to try and get rid of them.
I'm all
They're
for
not
that.
getting any better sitting there, are they?
No,
Okay, just checking, never know.
time heals all wounds, but
Yeah.
not those.
No,
I had to jumpstart the pickup to get that sander out.
Yeah,
is that the white pickup that we used to haul the lawnmowers around and
That
stuff?
was
Yes.
the
The
Yeah.
gray one.
Oh, great, alright,
the old police.
right.
alright, Well, if they're not doing us any good and we're getting new and we can get a couple of bucks, seems like,
You can get like $1,000 for scrapping them now if they're
That's what I
complete.
was thinking, actually.
Yeah,
yeah,
Northwood Auto Salvage will give you like $900 to $1,200.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
That might be our best opportunity.
It really might,
I mean, you can try and sell it, maybe.
yeah. But that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe we can
exactly
pay for the fuel tank on the other
What's
one.
that? There's no inspections after January.
What do you want
That
for
only
it?
works if they actually run.
Right, yeah, that's a good point.
Jeez, push
Push start,
Alright,
Yeah.
we'll work on that.
I think that's a good plan.
Can we say thank you very much for working under adverse conditions?
That's
To
what we
all.
hear. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Alright, thanks, John. Alright,
Jeez,
anything, Mike,
So we do have the report from the fire chief.
yep,
I will bring it up and read it off. 351 incidents
You wanna
in
see it, Tom?
2025. 162 trainings, inspections, public ed. Noteworthy incidents, structure fire on Intervale Road,
ooh,
which was a camper trailer. And they had the state come and look at it for cause. And then multiple interstate calls. At the self-storage on Hall Street, there was 11 responses in 2025, which means they're gonna get a letter with a fine for $1,750 for exceeding limit of false alarms in a given period of
I
time.
know Chief said he was going to do that, that hasn't happened yet.
So that has happened, the letter's
Okay.
gone out.
Alright,
I don't know if we've heard back or not.
alright,
Under membership, one new member on board.
yes,
The annual member appreciation ceremony is March 2nd at 6:30. That is a selectmen's meeting night, so we will make sure our agenda reflects enough time for you guys to get up there. Project activity training other, the Loudon EMS contract is done. The new engine is being built. There are diagrams for it up at the fire station, the EOC, and it is on the line being constructed as we speak.
6:30.
The chief and I are working with the grant, or the people that were hired to do the emergency operation plan. So he's coming back, he'll be back on Wednesday, and we're having our meeting on Thursday with them. They've done some radio reprogramming, and they're still working on the transition for reporting software. That's his report.
When do they go down to check on the engine, down to Florida? Is that,
it's generally right at the end of the build.
Yeah.
You know, it's really considered a pre-delivery inspection, I guess
Okay.
I'll call it. So it will be,
Probably April,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I guess.
maybe May,
Yeah.
depending on how things go.
Yeah, cause the delivery date is still May,
Right,
but I don't know whether it's late May or early May,
Yeah.
I guess it's probably late May, cause
yeah,
at first they said June, and they backed it up to May.
yeah,
oh yeah,
So my guess is,
so
May
We're
31st, how many days in May?
31, yeah.
It's easy to say, okay. Alright, thank you, Chief Gamache.
and I know Rachel is not gonna be here tonight.
Okay. Ready? Alright, come on down.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. I think Thanks, Chief. Is this the, I think this is the same one I have, cause I already scribbled all over it.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Alright, so from December 14th till today, we had 6 incidents, 2 accidents, 61 citations, 412 calls for service, and 4 state police assistance. We have been down an officer since beginning of the year, I think is when he went out. He should be back next Wednesday. Unit 5, which was my black car, has been lettered up. Unit 3 is over at executive transfer today. They're gonna start tearing that one down. We have the first lead graduation on January 22nd at 5:15 at the Canterbury Elementary School. And we've had 3 hours of online training so far this year.
Cool.
Will you, refresh me, please, about lead,
It's
the,
law enforcement against drugs and violence.
Okay.
So that's the class that Jordan got certified to teach. So he's been coming in on his own time on Fridays, go to the school and see the kids and
That's cool.
do his thing there. And so their first graduation.
so these are the kids that will be
4th grade.
graduating?
Yep, 4th grade.
And can we come?
Don't see why not. I'm gonna try and make it, so.
Oh, yeah, are you kidding? That'd be great. Okay, thank you.
That's coming right now.
That's actually this week, right?
Yeah,
This Thursday, I believe.
it's right.
So that was this year, they started with just 4th grade, depending on how, because he's gotten, some donations for like pizza for the kids and stuff like that,
That's
gift
great.
cards and stuff like that. I know Chief Gamache has a,
Yep, we talked about it actually, yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Depending on how it goes as far as, because we're working on the Canterbury Police Benevolent Association, so that we can accept donations to help fund this.
Yeah.
We're hoping to get more than just 4th grade next year,
Yeah.
so.
That means I have to do my homework, so
Yeah.
I will get on
I
that.
just got an email today from Jordan, he did up all the bylaws.
Oh, good, okay,
So I'm gonna take a look at that tomorrow.
but you
and I
still
can
need a
always-
treasurer.
I can always email that to you,
Yes, please.
and yeah, we don't wanna be the treasury on that one, we would like a civilian to do that, so. But I can get that to you so you can look at the bylaws and see what
Thank you.
think, but we will need the town attorney to do it as well.
Yep. Cool. Questions on that? Anything else? Okay.
No,
I wanna just, I guess I'll start off if nobody minds. As we're all aware, we made some significant cuts to the police department budget when we last met. And I thought about those afterwards, and I don't think we got it right. I had a meeting with the chief and Ken, anyway, and I was gonna bring it up for discussion then, but, the chief brought it up. So, I'm gonna let him speak, and then I certainly have some ideas about, what I think anyway we should do. So, go
and
ahead.
before you start, this information,
I'll explain it.
I know, it was really helpful.
Oh.
A really helpful way to look at things, so thank you for pulling that all together.
Well, like I told Ken and Scott, my first concern was by cutting the officer's salary line, unfortunately, no matter what I come up with for what we need for manpower or whatever next year, you cut that salary line, it's gonna be near impossible to get back. Because they were cutting it a lot, you cut that officer position. Me if I was a taxpayer, you come to me next year and say, hey, we need to raise $100,000 next year. I'm probably gonna be like, nah, I don't think so. That's just my thought.
Well, so I have several decades of experience in municipal budgets. Every position that I've been a part of cutting, whether it was police or fire, it never went back in. ever.
Right, because it's a big ask,
That's it,
you know?
so,
Okay,
So I compiled this list, which is basically a bunch of similar towns to us, and even some smaller towns to us. On the top is our calls for service from 2024 and 2025. They did go down slightly this year, but we were also down an officer this year. And I based
so can I
it off-
interrupt for
Yeah,
half a
of
second?
course.
So even though the calls for service go down, does that mean less calls are coming in or less calls are being responded to because you're an officer
Every
down?
call gets responded to.
Okay,
Okay, and it's not that less calls are coming in, so with less officers, there's less traffic stops. There's less productivity,
Oh, okay.
Cause there's less people out.
It's
On the
not
road doing
necessarily
things.
people reaching out to call you, it's
Correct.
incidences that you run
Those
into.
won't really change.
Okay.
I mean, they will, depending on what's going on with the economy and the environment. In my experience, the more officers you have patrolling, you're gonna have more calls for service, cause we're gonna see more.
Okay,
You know, we're gonna see people walking in yards where they're not supposed to be, or living, camping at the,
Storage units,
where
yeah.
they're not supposed to be, or in the power lines, or wherever they're not supposed to be, we can now make contact,
Okay.
investigate. So with one less person, it's a little bit less, cause they're not making traffic stops and so forth.
no, thank you for explaining, I wasn't quite sure that it was all, it went both ways, so
Yep.
thank you.
So just by using, let's say, our 2025 numbers, which was 5,199, I divided that by 4 positions, cause that's what we're supposed to have. And that averaged out to 1,299 calls for service per position, okay?
For 1 year,
For 1 year, yeah, and then if you look at Northfield, theirs broke
Yeah.
up to 1,028 per position. Boston was 1,337, Loudon was 861. That's based off of their calls for service and how many positions they have. And I did that for every agency that was able to get the calls for service and how many officers they have. Obviously, I'm not gonna, unless you guys want me to, go through every single one that I've got.
no, just what's going on in Center Harbor.
Yeah, Center Harbor, yeah. But if you
Like,
look
wow.
at, I, on the last page, I added one that I found was closest to Canterbury, and I actually broke that one up compared to Canterbury. Population size, 2622, 2467. I figure our population is gonna go up at least 70 with those new houses, 2 people per house. Calls for service, we had a little bit more. Full-time chiefs, we actually have, this is our 2024, by the way, so that's why there's no sergeant on our side. But they have the same full-time and part-time that we have. Obviously, their pay's a little higher. I don't know much about their economy out there, I don't know much about their county, so I can't speak to that. But if you look at all the other ones, you know, you guys can review it on, when you guys have more time. Comparatively speaking, we are lower manned than most and lower paid than most.
Mm-hmm,
The pay scale that I provided, we're still lower paid than most. Alright, I wasn't trying to just jump us right up to be top of the pay scale out of everybody, I was trying to keep it fair. Fair enough that I can keep the guys that we have and fill that last position. With 4 full-time and 1 part-time, I feel we can cover most shifts. I mean, you figure with the staff that we have 10 weeks of vacation, and that's if nobody banks their vacation. Minimum, 10 weeks vacation, then you got sick time, military time. With part-timers, it's hit or miss. You know, Chris, we get lucky, he's willing to give us 3 nights a week. He can't do days, he has a full-time job. It's also, his other job has to come first. There's been 2 days this year already, or this winter already, not this year, this winter, where his full-time job, he had to call out sick here, or not out sick, he just.
Right.
came in, because he had to go work his civilian job. So that's the downside with part-timers. Now, if you're able to find an actual retiree that is certified and doesn't have another job, that's great. They're just very hard to find. That still wants to work.
right, right,
A lot of part-timers.
that's the hard part.
A lot of part-timers, they come onto these PDs, then they might work 1 day a month. That's not really gonna help us.
Right.
And not only that, if they're, let's just say they're working 3 days a week for us, they can't really cover a full vacation, because they can't work more than 30 hours a week. If they're part-time certified, they can only work so many hours a year. Because they have limits.
Yeah,
But again, the biggest thing is trying to get them to come in and actually cover overtime shifts. Now, we can cover most of it, even with 4 full-time and 1 part-time. I think we can cover most of it. There's still gonna be some time between 8 AM and 11 PM that we can't cover. It is what it is. State police will have to cover. They may not like it sometimes. And it's not that they don't like it, let me rephrase that.
right,
That's what started the MRI coming in back in 2005, was that state police was responding to a lot of calls between the hours where we were supposed to have coverage.
right,
So that's what's initiated that whole, I don't wanna call it an investigation, because that's not what it was.
Report.
Report, that's why the town brought MRA in, because state police contacted the town and said, hey, we're responding to a lot of calls when you guys are supposed to have people on.
I really wanted to read that report. Did anybody notice that the PDF came through upside down?
Yeah, it was on my computer upside down too, I had to flip it
I was
around.
flipping every page though, it doesn't just
Oh, I didn't have to do that.
automatically
Mine
flip.
flipped the whole thing.
If I didn't,
Yeah.
but anyway, be that as it may.
But anyway, that's the only downside to having the four full-time and one part-time is
Yeah, yeah.
you still have some hours that you just can't cover. That's the only good thing with 5 full-time. One guy takes a week vacation, I just change the schedule for that time, and I can cover everything 100%. But I also understand, small town, it is what it is, we make do. And we use state police as often as we need to, as long as the town understands, hey, there's gonna be times you call, state police are gonna be the one responding, and if it's a suspicious person, they're probably not gonna come out. They're gonna say, just call your local PD when they come in.
Or if they're, I mean, again, the sheriff's report was very interesting reading too, to
I
say,
don't know yet.
where, how the state police actually functions and where they could be and what else they're doing.
Well, that's just it, they could be
And-
far away. It's
yeah.
just we've had some calls where if it's a suspicious person, state police won't come out,
Oh.
depending what it is, or somebody shut your window with a BB gun, don't know where the person is, they don't come out, we end up with a fax on our machine when we come in the next day with the call for service. Unless it's like a burglary in progress
Yeah, huh,
or a domestic in progress, they're not, it's gotta be an emergency for them to come out right away.
no. Yeah, these were very handy numbers to have.
So my concern also is the effect that eliminating the position has on the officers that are left. I've lived it, and I think Ken has also lived it, and it is demoralizing, to have positions eliminated. You kind of are left wondering if you're next, and it's not a good feeling.
Even if it's a position that's been unable to be filled?
Well, it's not their fault that we
Right.
can't
No,
fill the
no.
position.
No, I know that,
You
that's,
know, plain and simple, it's our fault.
Mm.
The buck has to stop here.
I mean, I have opinions on like what was offered, like I can see how that would look to them.
Yeah.
As far as, so we wait around and maybe we'll get a raise next year, or do we apply somewhere else and we know we get a raise? Like, you look at it different ways, so we run a risk either way, whether we get rid of that position or we don't give them a raise, they're taking a risk if they stick around. And I work the schedule they're working, when Chief LeBrecq was here, it was just me, Mike, and that's a hard shift to work, what they're working right now.
yeah, oh, yeah,
Now, the days off are great, it's the 3 days that you work are long.
Right. And my opinion is we should restore the position and also look at the pay.
well, we had talked about eliminating the position again, only after discussion with the chief. And
Yep.
here we are having that discussion, so,
Well, as I started off with, sometimes you do things with the best of intentions. And then upon reflection, decide maybe it wasn't such a good idea after all. And there's still time to fix it is the other.
well, and other things have changed also that makes it, more reasonable to do, as opposed to, we have to do something.
Yeah.
So,
The reality nowadays is it is a job seeker's market. And poaching rarely took place when I was an active.
Well, I don't think it ever took
Yeah.
place when I was in Hooksett, like it was just a, no, you just didn't do it.
Yeah, it did where I
That's not
was
the thing.
from, but you're right, it was definitely not the norm, it was,
I'm discouraged to hear how much that comes up
well, now it's.
with, yeah, I know, I mean,
Yeah.
even in conversations here with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
This has gotta be the 4th or 5th time that that's been mentioned,
Yeah.
and that's
And it's
discouraging
yeah,
for,
it's a
for,
thing,
for you
yeah.
as well.
Well, because it's hard to get people to even come into this career nowadays. And then to keep them, it's even harder, because everybody, when we first mentioned the take-home cruiser, not many people did. Now they're all doing it.
Yep,
So you have to find something else, well, we're gonna do it for 4 and 3, so is everybody else now. You know what I mean, so everything we're giving, everybody else is giving. So you gotta find that's something to, you know, you want these guys to feel like they're wanted here. And that's what I'm trying to do is, you know, I want them here. You know, I know I've got a lot of compliments on them from the agencies we work with and the prosecutors, they love them. So I gotta try and keep them.
Yeah.
They'll be missed, I can assure you, the town will miss them if they're not.
Well, and you have to be able to know people and rely
Well,
on them,
that's
and
it,
if,
the longer they're here, the people in town will get to know them, and it's nice when you call, at least you see who's coming, you know who's coming, and to see a different face every time you call. You know, you call the police and you don't know who's coming.
well, I didn't
Small
mean
town,
for
it's
me,
not
I
good.
meant more for you, to having your team, but still, so where does this put us now? What do we have before us to, decide tonight?
Just, for the sake of the budget, with the restored proposal that the chief had given us, earlier this year, or earlier in the fall, it increases the 2026 budget by 3.4%. So it's still under the 4% that the budget committee had hoped for.
Mm-hmm,
We also, there were some other changes in the last few days. I think you got the email about the fire truck bond.
Yep.
And the first payment is not $50,000 as we had thought it was going to be, but it's quite a bit less, so that lowers the impact of that. So again, with the budget the way it stands today, it's a 3.4% increase.
what a roller coaster ride, huh?
It
Was
really
it a
has.
3.4 increase just by adding what I wanted, or
No,
3.4
no.
total?
Total,
Okay.
total, yes,
The total proposed budget is $3,602,270, which is a 3.4% increase over 2025 operating budget at 3.485.
So my job is just to give you guys this info so you look it over and decide what you wanna do. I mean, I'm gonna do whatever you guys decide as it is, so
Yeah,
all I can do is advocate for my people.
so Cal, the Excel spreadsheet you sent us, the police department wage calculator, that's the most current numbers that you have now put in the budget that will,
I sent you,
you sent it on the 16th? Or you sent it on Friday? Okay,
yeah.
just look to see what I said.
What's the officer wage line? And I'll tell you if it's the one, but no.
188,
That Excel spreadsheet, that's not the one you wanna look at, you wanna look at 2026-01-16, 2026 budget draft. That is a PDF version of,
when did you send it, please?
it's in the same email.
Oh, alright,
And that one has the police department budget restored to the original proposal. So if you look at page 12 of that, that's where you can see the 3.4% increase in the bottom line.
No, it's not quite the original, right? Just the officer's line.
alright, so we went
I
to
put that
2026 budget draft,
police
116.26.
And officer wages, I didn't put that administration. Do you want to see?
I just don't know, cause I thought we weren't gonna.
Oh, I was just gonna,
You said page 6?
I redid the budget highlights, and I added 2 pages at the end. One is the percentage of total budget by department, and one is, wages by department. And so it's percentages, so I'll hand this down to you guys so you can look at the last.
Thank you.
So the last 2 pages are the ones that are important.
Oh, yes, oh, you printed this all up, good and everything, great.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really the last 2 pages, if you go down, you can see the total operating budget or the proposed budget of $3,602,270. And then I did the big budget, sections, not I didn't do small ones, but, you can see like the executive line is $251,962, so it's 8.3% of the total operating budget. And you go down the list. The big one, total general government, that includes the buildings, financial administration, and the ones above it, and then some others in there. So that total general government, if you look at the budget, that is a subtotal of several of the departments that are above it.
Yeah.
And that's 25.5% of the budget. And then you get police, fire, highway, administration, highway and streets, solid waste, and then library. So you can see what the percentages are. I mean, if you're looking at highway administration's 15.9%, and the police department's only 16.9%, so the police department's only 1% above what the highway department is. Obviously, we have some vacancies in the highway department, but those wages are gonna reflect full staff positions.
Yep. What page am I looking for in the spreadsheet?
6,
For the police department, 6?
well,
Yeah, that's it,
Yes, page 6 of 13.
yeah.
So that gives you their wage line. If you look at, it's got the chief's salary, administration, overtime, and officers' wages.
And just to be clear, this restores the position,
Correct.
and what does it do for the salaries of the officers?
This is what the police chief gave us. This is what the police chief gave us.
Yes.
So that gets, what I requested was the,
And that would include the
Step
step increases for this year anyway.
Okay. But this does not, we're not agreeing to the step program, correct?
So this wage increase does take into consideration the step increases that the chief proposed. If you do not, you can accept this,
it doesn't mean you have to do this.
doesn't mean you have to do the
Every
steps
year.
next year.
Yeah.
27.
That plan was just so we never fell behind again. So if you decide next year you don't wanna do the
Well,
2.5 plus the cost of living, or
Right.
not 2.5, I'm sorry. Next year would just be cost of living, then they fall behind.
So, once again, my opinion, and I'd certainly like to hear from the other members. My opinion is that I would like to have the chief develop a plan next year. I'm okay with, getting the salaries up for next year, for both the chief and the officer,
by next year, you mean this,
for 2026.
Yeah, yeah.
For the 2026 budget, but,
But that would be implementing the step program.
No.
Because those are based off the first steps of what they want them to come in at.
right, but I see, at this point, it would be just a raise then. It wouldn't be implementing the step program.
Okay.
Does it make sense? Because I think that, you had suggested, and I agree with it, that the chief rework this into, I think you worded it as a Canterbury specific
Yeah.
proposal. And I think you're absolutely right about that, I agree with it.
So then I'm just in my head, so I can wrap it around it.
Yep.
The raises for next year would be the ones we were given in November, which would put them
believe
where they
that's
align
correct.
so it
on the step
matches
program though.
the step.
But it would be
Okay.
where they aligned on the step program proposal.
Yes.
So it'd be those wages, but we're not factoring in
Correct, but
2.5%.
Right,
Yeah,
we're
so-
not
okay.
going any
That-
further than that.
That step program I gave you guys, I wasn't expecting you guys to say, yes, we're gonna do this from here on out. That was just, this is what Dunbarton does, any of these Hooksets, Manchester, they all have step programs so that they don't fall behind. If you guys decide, yeah, we don't wanna do this, then so be it. Cause all it is for 3 years, they're in that same step and all they get is cost of living, and then they go to step 2. You guys decide you don't wanna follow that whole step thing, then we don't follow it. You know, we're not a union, we don't have a contract, we don't have, I can't say, hey, this is what we wanna do, this is the step program, I want you guys to agree right now, we're gonna follow this. I'm not a union, alright, I can't say we're gonna do this. I was just showing you guys, this is what most agencies are doing, so that they don't fall behind, and they don't have to ask for all this money when they do fall behind so far that they can't keep people, they can't get people. Like, that's all I was trying to do, is to get it so, to show something
Yep. And what would
on
that
how to
do,
do.
so a new officer, assuming we could find one, what would that new officer start at pay wise?
So with the money that we proposed,
Yeah.
I have it up to step 3. So
Okay.
depending what they have for experience, I
Right.
could either start them up to step 1 or step 3,
Let's
depending.
not call them that though, let's call them something else.
Fair enough, so I'd have to look at it, see what it is, I can
So,
either start it,
on the wage scale,
Yeah.
the wage chart that I had given you
Yes.
earlier this year,
Yep,
it shows what police officers make and it gives a scale.
yep,
From $25 to $35, depending on the town. So
Right.
you could say the town of Canterbury, and that's what I did even with the town of Canterbury. I said, in fact, I think I have it right here. So I had the patrol officer was from $27.95 to $30.24. So that was the range.
yep,
And the chief can pick anywhere in between
Right.
those numbers. So if we say, we look at what he gave us for numbers in November and say, this was, if we institute this for 2026, and the pay scale is, and just for round numbers, $30 to $35 an hour.
Yeah.
And someone new comes in and they have all sorts of experience and certifications, training, the chief starts them off at $34 an hour. And then bumps them up to 35 in another
Yeah.
year or whatever. Or if they start at the bottom of scale, they're at $30 an hour.
yeah,
So either way, it's depending on experience, we're just saying,
Yeah,
depending
correct.
on experience instead of
I
steps.
just, according to that scale that I gave you guys, there's
Yeah.
6 steps, I went as high as step 3.
Yeah.
Is what I based it off of that amount.
right,
And step 3 has particular experience requirements.
It would have to be about 6 years, 7 years to get step 3.
Yeah, so,
So if they come in with 2 years' experience, they're gonna start at step 1.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
yes,
So I just needed to pick a
Totally.
number, and I needed a
right,
mid-ground number, so that's why. I
and
went
that's your
with that.
framework for
Right.
picking those numbers.
So when I do an ad, I can say, you know, step with pay between X and X.
Yeah.
Or X and Y, sorry.
Well, what I thought was handy about the information that you sent us earlier, you know, the calls, calls for service and then what that position was paying, is that, you know, when we had our original plan to, you know, cut the position and give the retention bonuses, to me, when I was looking at it, it looked like the math put us in line with these other
did.
towns.
Yeah, I looked.
Whereas now we're not quite.
I mean,
Is that, I mean, it doesn't seem like we're quite at level with these towns.
no, looking
Without
at
those-
these numbers, we're still a little below, which
Yeah.
is fine, like, even these guys, like, I told them what I was asking for, they were very happy with what I was asking for.
Alright,
They, you know, cause it's tough when you look at some of these, cause, you know, some of these counties are more money.
Yeah.
You know, or, like, there's some I didn't put in here, cause they were the same size as us, but it was, like Lincoln was one of them, you know, small town, but then
really,
it's got
Lincoln,
Loon, it's got, you know, way
Yeah.
more money.
yeah, you never, I guess, makes sense,
maybe that's Center
I
Harbor
forget what the
too.
other one was,
Yeah.
that I didn't put in here, Newington, I think,
Right, Newington.
it's 890 population, but they got 12 officers, and they pay way higher than us, and,
Yeah.
and their call volume is way lower than ours.
yeah,
Don't know what's in Newington, I really
I
don't.
think a lot of
Or
really
college
big
students.
houses.
Is that what it was? Yeah, it might be college, there's
Yeah,
something
there
up
we
there.
go,
There's something,
Darn
there's,
college
oh, it's
kids.
Foxford Mall's up there or something.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, and they got a
could
lot, they
very
got a
well
lot of business income that
yeah,
yeah,
obviously you can pay for.
They have a lot of commercial
Yeah,
business
and-
there.
So I kept those
Waterfront
out,
along.
but like I said, the last one I found was Tufton for, that was
Right.
literally the closest to us, and
Yeah.
they're running 4 and 1, and their pay's not that far, I mean, okay, my pay's off, way off, but the officer pay is not that far off, you know what I mean, so.
and in terms of recruitment, I guess that's sort of where I'm going anyway, is the position has been vacant now for a year,
Oh,
roughly.
yeah, about a year.
Just, I think February will be a
Yeah.
year, if I remember. And as we know, it's more than pay, but certainly for a young officer, that's a fairly big factor.
Well, what's big with these guys that we have now, especially now that Mike's got a baby,
Yep,
every 6 months, they get weekends off.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's big, especially when you have kids, you guys know it, I mean, you two growing up, you
I
had
remember.
working kids, right? So, me, 17 years before I had weekends off.
Yeah.
So that's big, and that's what these agencies are offering now, is, hey, you can get weekends off. That was
Yep.
never a thing when we were coming up.
Yeah.
So, with the third full timer, I can do that. Can't do it with just the two. I mean, they're not gonna. When we had full staff before, we were all working weekends. So it was, now we're doing a 4 and 3, get weekends off, not working past 11 PM. We can work with you if something comes up family wise, you know, that's what's good about the small towns, is you can work with each other. When we advertise, obviously we got, again, take home car if you're within 30 minutes, 4 and 2. No overnights, that's big, real big nowadays. I mean, most of these kids wanna work from home, I see it, you know what I mean, all the time. I have
It's
one
true.
guy complaining that he had to go back to work, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, he's been working from home for X amount of years, government job. And he's complaining he's gotta go back to work, he makes 3 times so much as I make. Shut up. You know, but it's unfortunate, we are literally, like you said, catering to the people that are coming to work. Now I get to at least say, hey, we can pay this to this. I have a couple people in mind that were interested, they just couldn't take the pay cut, so I'm hoping they're still
Yeah.
available come March or
Yeah.
April when we find out what's going on.
Yeah. So I guess we can do this and still keep our tax increase well under our 4% goal. So I'm in favor of it.
I think your due diligence would, you know, even if I wasn't to begin with, I think would sway me, and just looking at the numbers and your commitment to your team, I would say, yeah, and if it brings us in under the budget still, and we can get the coverage that the town seems to need, as evidenced by the call volume, or the, you know, calls for service, then I would say yes, and you're right, cutting it, and if we can make it work without cutting the position upon reconsideration, that's probably wise. So I would say yes.
Well, they're all making the same money as we proposed anyways, we're just not cutting a position.
Correct.
So they were all gonna make this money next year anyways.
One way or the other, that is correct.
It's just how it's being structured and
Yeah.
And what we're
the
calling
way,
it.
yeah, and how they receive it.
Yeah.
But I still agree with your suggestion, and we should make it a requirement that the chief develop a Canterbury specific.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not anti-compensation by any stretch of the imagination, I just want something that's gonna fit the town, and like,
Yep.
I keep going back to, what are the calls, when do we get the calls? You know, I don't know anything about policing, I don't know anything about staffing, but you look at a town like Canterbury, a commuter community, do we need police at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning? Can you get away with a second shift on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and help your guys get a break? You know, is there ways that we could to help you? You know, I think if we address maybe our peaks and valleys, is it a way to soften the blow on your guys this year? And not stretch them thin, you know, are those avenues that we can
We're
look
doing
at?
7 o'clock right now because they're doing 16-hour shifts.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, can
When they
you,
go back to 10s, we would probably push that to 8 o'clock, because you got the morning commute, and during, if there's a snowstorm,
accidents,
obviously you're gonna want it. And you can't, I won't say you can't, but it's not easy to, hey, it's gonna snow tomorrow, so we're gonna change your hours. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, if you look at all the papers I've given you for the past year, and so, the state police calls, those are typically after 11 PM and before 7 AM. Looking at 4
Yeah.
for the whole month,
Mhm.
so that's why we don't cover. You know, we did, at one point, I was working till 1 AM, there's nothing going on.
No, but I mean, if there's something going on at 8 PM, could you guys buy yourself 3 hours of, make it a 13-hour day instead of a 16? You know, that's the kind of stuff I guess that I'm looking at.
But we do get calls, we get typically drunks, domestics, those come in at night between 8 and 11.
8 and 11.
Or 6 and 11, more 6 and 11. So
After
we
work.
can, and the only people that are
After a
gonna be
couple
upset
years.
that we're not working
State
are the
police.
victims, no, the victims. They gotta wait for state police to get here.
Yeah.
Alright, so to a female domestic violence victim, that's a long time. So, I mean, the only people that suffer on that, again, are the victims, the townspeople.
Yeah, state police, you know, I've
They're
waited-
stretched thin.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean, they're still
stretched very
70,
thin.
75 troopers short right now,
Yeah,
you know, so to make them try and cover more, I'm not saying we can't,
right.
I have to call them, I don't, know if they'd be happy about it. But typically, like I said, we typically cover until 1 AM, we've cut that back to 11 since Chief Bright left. So,
I'm sure they appreciate with how they're being stretched thin, anything a town can do.
well, and that's just it, so it's not even just up, Northfield's a 24-hour PD, state police have been covering, cause they don't have the manpower. They have to cover Boston hasn't been a 24-hour PD, I don't know how long.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so they're definitely stretched thin.
So for tonight, we can agree, I'm sorry,
I don't think Calvin's,
I mean, if you guys are okay with it, and if it's in the budget, I mean, I'm not gonna fight it.
Okay.
I think that as long as we go forward, we have a plan and we make an effort to find something Canterbury specific
Yeah.
in the future.
so here's where I think we should, certainly move forward with restoring the position and going forward with the raises as we've discussed. However, I think what we should do is maybe even think about having a work session separately and really come up with a list of what we want in terms of a report on policing in Canterbury, with specific recommendations based on facts. I think that's a good way to move forward. What do you think?
yeah,
Both of you?
I would
You're
agree,
looking at
well,
me.
no, what,
I was.
I'm contemplating, no, well, no, because originally, I mean, the point of all this was to buy us a year, so we could come up with the plan.
Right.
And this does that, it's a slightly different way than we started off thinking about it, but I think if we can keep the officers happy, keep coverage as best we can, and still come up with a plan for 2027, we're doing our jobs.
And maybe even hire a new person.
Yeah, that would be great.
The only other thing I could think of is the reason that we did it the bonus structure was so we didn't have to memorialize the big pay raises until we had a plan. That's the only hang up in my head right now is,
No?
can we maintain that position and still do it as a bonus disbursement versus a wage increase until we figure out what the long-term goal is? Because we'd be memorializing the jump. But we wouldn't be committing to a
Right.
step program.
But I think if we're going to retain officers, we have to do it as a raise. I think if we do it as a bonus, that says, if, what, next year, if we drop their pay, what does that say to them?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest morale buster of all.
Yeah.
I think no matter what, we should get them up to a competitive wage and then go from there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm neither here nor there, the
Okay.
reason that we did the bonus structure was
Right,
that way we
right.
didn't have
Yeah,
to
I
set in
remember,
stone.
yeah,
I'll say the bonus structure is a good idea, but like I said, the downside to the bonus is you're asking these guys to wait a year to see what happens.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
a long time to wait
Right.
when,
we
When they're going to
potentially-
be poached,
Right,
Well,
when, yeah,
whether they're gonna be poached, but you're asking them, hey, trust us for a year,
yeah,
and then what happens in a year? If they, nah, we're not gonna give you that raise.
I
You know,
know,
then they're
it's a big
definitely gonna
ask.
be gone.
I didn't really
Or,
think of that
like you
side of
said,
it.
They
Yeah.
get poached before that, where if we give them the money, you know what, they took care of us, they got us the money, we got enough money to hire another person,
yeah.
they've been good to us, they're both happy here. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it's a
guys
show
that
of
now.
faith on
Alright.
both sides,
So-
really.
Okay,
Alright, I think we're all in agreement.
But if you give me a list of exactly what you're looking for, I'll do up
Yeah.
a work.
well,
So-
I think you're right, a work
Yeah, so
session would
we'll-
be the best way to do it.
And we may even meet with you.
Oh, yeah.
As part of that process, I think.
I would
That's a-
think that would be
yeah.
imperative, cause
Yeah.
otherwise, I mean, I don't know. I know less than you and Calvin both who have experience and Ken, so,
Yeah,
I'd appreciate, Chief being there.
good, alright,
Alright.
thank you.
Alright, thank you for the work. And the work.
Alright. On my agenda. Let's see, alright, so we're through department heads.
This is also very handy, Ken, thank you.
Ken, what do you think, you wanna sign some stuff?
Might as well.
Yeah, get that out of the way, just in case.
So can we get a pie chart? The pie chart for the percentage of,
Oh.
Sure,
I know.
I just have to put in an Excel spreadsheet.
I know, I just like the pretty,
Make it
You
into
like
pie
your pie
chart.
chart,
I'm just being
I
silly.
just think it's
I
ironic
know we're
that
gonna get one,
The fire department only has $9,000 higher operating budget than the library.
yes,
I know.
that's very interesting information
It
on
is.
many levels.
Yeah,
Pie chart or bar graph or
right, they're all,
a line graph.
yeah, sometimes
Whatever you
very,
like.
No, the budget, the Excel does it anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, it'll do any,
I'll play with it, don't worry.
If only it was printed in color.
Yes.
well,
Make that happen.
alright,
Well,
Now we're getting silly.
it may be possible at some
Might be a
point,
day.
right. Alright, first item I've got is an accounts payable manifest in the amount of $130,521.89.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
What's our biggest?
There's
Oh,
one
yeah, I
hundred,
see it.
What's that one?
Is it Primex?
yes,
Make sure
Yeah.
I'm following,
yes, that's for our property liability
Yeah,
insurance.
Oh, I have to pay mine, come to think of it, thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
alright, next item is a payroll manifest in the amount of $53,349.25.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
let's pay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Alright, next item is an appointment slip for Art Hudson to the Budget Committee.
So the two appointment slips that are on the top, Art Hudson and then Chris Dupuy, those are things that were just missing in our records.
Gotcha, okay.
So this is, Art is already on the budget committee,
That's
Chris
what I
Dupuy
thought.
is already a police officer,
Really?
but we wanted to have those in place.
Does this takes care of the past, but do we know if Art still wants to be on the budget committee going forward?
As far as I know.
Okay,
I hope so.
good, yeah,
Ken, on this, Chris's, just signatures, no motion or anything?
Correct.
Okay. And then just, for everyone, this is a, oath of office for Chris Dupuy for the police department. And as Cal said, it's just record keeping. Alright, there's that. Thank you.
yes, sir.
Alright, next
Excuse me.
is email from Kelly Short asking us to appoint Audra Plum to the open Canterbury position on the Upper Merrimack Local Advisory Committee. And I remember meeting Audra at one point,
She's on the conservation commission.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she's a certified wetlands scientist, a very impressive background.
She was assisting with the dry hydrant project.
That's what, yeah, and I think I met her at that point. And Ken, same, no motion, just
No.
signatures, okay.
She's a great addition to the Conservation Commission, in addition
bet.
to being,
Yeah.
good for this.
Yeah.
Official is a signature without the period. Official. Thanks.
Alright, next is an appointment slip for Jeremy Whaley to the Energy Committee. I don't know Jeremy, does any?
They're new to town, he and his wife Amanda are currently the people who are bringing the foam up to Guilford for
Oh,
recycling.
yeah. Okay.
I've only met him at one meeting, but it is obvious in all respects that he is an energy nerd in the best sense of the word.
We need nerds,
We
more
do,
nerds in the world.
he's got his house wired, he knows what the temperature is in every room, he got his window dressers things, he tracked all the energy differences, I'm like, this guy's good. So
Maybe I can invite him to my house and.
yes, I was hoping that I had asked Ruth to write recommendations such
Yeah.
as we got for Audra,
Yeah.
but since we haven't, I can speak to what I've observed at
Excellent.
meetings, so
Thank you. And welcome Jeremy
welcome Jeremy. And Audra.
and Katie Archer, who, this is an appointment slip for assistant moderator
Alright,
for the town of Canterbury, so thank you, Katie, for stepping up.
and that's, excuse me, by choice of the moderator, right? Doesn't the moderator choose,
That's
as far as
how
I
it's
know?
been done, I believe it's, yeah,
How long's the term? Is it yearly?
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah. Renewable year.
Katie's currently the treasurer, the secretary for the farmer's market, so
Oh, good.
she shows up, does a good job,
We saw her the other night at the school,
yes,
bumped into her. Alright,
that's good.
the KMS actuaries contract.
Yes, so, as part of our audit, last year, we had to, hire an actuarial to, look at our retirement, I guess what we could possibly be held to for retirement. And that was a, 3-year contract. However, since we changed, healthcare carriers, we have to renew the contract, so we have a new contract with them. And again, this one's a 4-year contract, so, either you can sign it or you can authorize myself to sign it. There's only one signature, so it's up to you what you wanna do,
Yeah. I'm okay with authorizing you to sign it.
okay?
Alright,
Do we have to vote on that?
I think we do, I'll make
Yes.
it in the form of a motion. Looking for a second,
I will second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
And the next one is, we have one more that we have to talk about, and that is the New Hampshire Bond Bank. So we have we got the bond, I think we sent an email out to you guys
Yes.
about
The good
the
news.
good news on that.
Math magic.
Bond Bank sent out approximately a little over $40 million in bonds that they were looking for to bid on. And this company, Bank Capital Markets, were the winning bid. And as part of that, they reduced the principal amount of, at least our bid, but my guess is all the bids, all the bonds. So our principal amount, instead of $490,000, is $437,000.
That's good news.
So, they're still gonna get, I don't know, $65,000 in
It's
interest
just
from us.
amazing that they can just say, okay, this is a good thing,
They're-
it's huge for us.
It's a bid process, and there were 16 other bidders,
Wow,
so they're trying to get as, this is a competitive bid to earn this payback over up to 20 years in some cases, so.
Wow.
And that's a 10-year bond.
This is a 10-year bond, so again, if you wanna authorize me to sign the paperwork to the bank,
Yep.
basically, we send this to the bond bank, and it tells them where to send that money.
Yep.
It will go into our operating account, and we are considering taking that $437,000 and putting it into a CD for a month or two, depending on the interest rate. It can't earn more interest than what is being charged by the bond. So we could come out of it flat.
Yeah.
Instead of having to pay interest for 3 months. or 2 months, depending on when the fire truck's gonna come.
Right,
But if you wanna authorize me to sign this, I will, and then we'll go off to the bond bank, and then they'll send the money to our TD bank account. And then we'll contact TD and talk to them about CD rates, and try and talk with the fire truck manufacturer about when the truck might be delivered, so we know we have the check when they get here.
right. Alright, I'll make a motion that we authorize Ken to sign the bond paper.
I will second that.
All those in favor? Aye?
Aye. You don't want me to sign it, cause I'd probably put smiley faces on it, because this is huge.
As long as they get their money, they won't
Yeah,
mind.
I
So-
don't mind, but geez.
Alright, anything else, Ken, before we
How
go?
often does the bond
get
bank
into
put smiley
Minutes,
face? Really?
you ready to do minutes?
Yeah,
Yes.
alright, do we wanna start with the ones we have in hand, or why don't we just, run the list? And the public, why don't we start with the public minutes from the January 5th, 2026 meeting? Cal, have you got anything?
Nothing that isn't formatting.
Yeah,
videos.
and the usual, right.
Yeah.
Minor stuff. Anybody have anything for those?
I sent whatever changes I had
Yeah,
already to
okay.
Cal, so.
Alright, so they would be unamended then? Okay, so I'll make a motion that we accept the January 5th, 2026 public meeting minutes. Looking for a second.
Second. I
All
will
those in
second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright, that brings us to the January 5th non-public, which we have here.
Yeah. I didn't.
And I'll
didn't see
give
anything.
everybody a minute.
Yeah.
Calvin, I'm not sure if you had a chance.
No, I read them.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
good.
Good,
Yep.
good?
I am good as well, yes,
Okay, I
thank
am
you.
as well. So I'll make a motion that we accept the non-public minutes from the January 5th, 2026 meeting.
I will second that.
All those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Alright, and I'll ask for those minutes to be handed down. Thank you. Alright.
Oh, did you grab it? Okay. Yeah.
She poached
Very
your copy.
efficient.
Excuse me.
Alright, that brings us to the January 12th, 2026 public meeting. I guess all the rest are public, so. Anybody have anything in California on that?
Yes, so for this one, it's still pretty minor, but clarifying that the check you signed for HVAC was for the Stanley House Garage.
Okay,
Not just garage.
Clarifying that the sentence where Calamari explained that the balancing at the end of the year has been using the wrong formula when the insert original
Yep.
calculation for 2025 was done, the wrong amount was calculated, and when the correct calculation is used, there's still more OT. So
Okay.
just making that a little more clear.
Yep.
And then in the place where I referred to the 2005 and 2015 reports, just adding what those reports are, so the MRI report and the sheriff's report.
Yep.
And that's it.
alright. Anybody else have anything?
That was me.
Alright, so I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes as amended.
I will second that.
All those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
That sheriff's report was really interesting to read.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He did it, I can't remember, what was his name, Ken? Yeah, I know,
It's almost like
Captain
karate.
Corey.
that's
Corey,
it,
not karate, but Corey, yeah.
Captain
Yeah.
Corey.
super sharp guy.
No, it was
I'm not sure he's,
eye-opening.
Yeah, with them anymore, but I was very impressed when I met him. Alright, that brings us to the January 14th, 2026 meeting minutes.
I am not finished writing those, so
Okay, so we'll,
that'll be next time.
Not yet.
and Calvin, November 24th,
November 24th,
2025.
2025, I forgot in the midst of all the meetings and minutes that we had, I forgot to bring it back for approval, so it was
Gotcha.
drafted and sitting there, and I might have even sent it to you guys,
Okay.
but it missed the,
Okay,
never made it to a meeting.
gotcha, okay. Anybody have anything on those?
I had some, but they
Oh,
were,
yeah,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah, Beth had a couple things,
Okay.
Minor stuff, I mentions that about how if you reach 3,000 people, the state
Mhm.
will start charging us, so putting in parentheses, currently about 2,500 people. and then changing the sentence, the energy committee is down, referring to the budget, because the CCPC budgets were cut due to the CCPC
Yeah.
being inactive. Just change that to the CCPC budgets were cut due to the reduced activity of the committee. Makes a little more sense and
Yeah.
explains why, like, the energy committee, what that has to do with that.
Yeah.
Technically, the committee still exists.
Yeah.
They're just reducing it.
Alright, so I'll make a motion, we accept those minutes as amended.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye. Thank you again for excellent minutes,
Alright. As always.
as always.
Alright, we've done all the committee appointments. Select board representative, unless you have anything at this point, I'll go on to the select board.
Nope, I have some stuff on new business, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, okay. So I guess I'll start it off. The planning board met, last week, and they had 2 subdivisions, and neither surveyor showed up, on behalf of their clients, which I don't know that I've ever seen
I
that
think it was the
before.
same firm.
No, different firms,
It
because
was?
we
Different
asked.
firms, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Isn't that crazy?
yeah, so both Pickard Road and, Baptist Hill have been put off. Until hopefully the next meeting when the surveyors can find their way here. We spent the remainder of the meeting discussing zoning, proposals for town meeting. And the one I think we spent the most time discussing was the cluster development one, which is still, I'm gonna call it alive. It's been modified, from 10, I think was the, 10 houses down to 5,
Well, whatever the
50
density bonus
50%.
was 50%.
correct.
Yeah.
So,
That was a lively discussion.
which is good though,
Yeah.
that's, that's the place to have this. I thought it was a great discussion, really.
And they're going to mark that up and have that available so that at the next meeting, which is the 28th.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, next Tuesday?
Yeah, next Tuesday,
Yeah, cause Brendan won't be there.
correct.
Okay, I think, so maybe you can weigh in on this. At the time, I'm not sure that they had.
27th.
27th. I'm not sure that they had the final input from the Conservation Commission on the wetlands ordinance. So if they had anything,
I thought they did.
I don't know if they got it. But if they did, could they still have it discussed on the 27th or not?
I thought the Conservation Commission wrote that with
Yeah,
them. It
that's
was
what-
a
Well,
subcommittee.
Yes, but I think there might have been something else, there was a further definition that I'm not sure made it in there.
Okay,
But if and it's I know what it is, and it's fairly minor, but could that be
Okay.
dealt with at the same time, do you think?
it's not my call.
Okay,
That would be up to, I would work through Brendan.
Okay.
Even though we won't be there that night.
okay, I'll have them ask.
Yeah,
We're actually probably gonna have to at least technically rehear all of them,
Ah,
because we
okay.
found out about a noticing requirement that we didn't really understand or know
Okay.
existed before, where we have to send individual letters out to every single person in certain districts because they're so small.
oh, okay,
We might be just rehearing all of them.
okay,
Oh, okay,
What do you mean?
The RSA 675, I wanna say code 7.
the fact that you could get that far is pretty, is good.
It's, it says that if a zoning district is, has
675:7(1)A.
1A.
Ah,
you were
So-
very close, I'm impressed.
If the zoning district is 100 properties or less, anything that affects the boundaries, the minimum lot size
Yeah.
or the permitted uses for one of those districts, you have to send first class mail to every single one of those property owners. And so because of things like this cluster ordinance one,
Yeah.
like if it was removing an entire line, like that technically affects about every single district permitted use, so the commercial, industrial, natural resource center, historic district, and Shaker Village Museum Preservation District
Yeah.
all have under 100 properties each, so we have to send out, I think in my email I said how many.
196 letters.
Yes, so
So I guess
$4 a whack.
as we're now in the budget cycle still, is that something we should consider in terms of a line item potential?
So it
And
was
postage.
74
Right, for
cents
postage.
each.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
It equals $145.04.
yeah,
And that is gonna be, posted to the planning board budget,
yep.
so,
What is their, do they have a postage line item, I guess?
they do, it was 900, I bumped it to 1100
Thank you, okay, so that we're all.
Because of this?
because of this.
Okay, perfect, and that still is included in our 2.4%?
I don't think it's in the one that Ken was looking at, but $200 probably rounds to 3.4% still.
Okay,
Okay.
good, thank you,
Yeah, and I think it's just good budgeting practice, that,
wow,
you gotta do it, so,
Yeah, and probably every single year
yeah,
we'll have to do this, so.
yeah, okay, thank you.
so that indeed means that they might have time, I'll have them check with Brendan.
Yeah, yeah, that
Okay.
sounds good. And the, that's it from me for the planning board. The tricentennial committee, the chair canceled our last meeting. So the next meeting is, do you remember the exact date?
February,
February, right,
no, I don't remember,
I'll have it in front.
we're the third Thursday?
That's what they've been trying to stick to, but I'm not sure that that's how it worked out.
Cause it's like the 20th.
And Cal, do you have a reservation for this, for the, meeting house?
I
I
don't
guess-
have,
Yeah.
19th,
Cause typically I've been doing them,
that sounds about right, the 19th.
maybe,
that's
I'm
free.
just trying to find,
nothing on the 19th. The 18th is HDC.
Oh, that's another question, yeah.
I thought there was an email from her that canceled, or did she, or was it from Heidi?
Wait a minute, checking wrong. 1 moment, please. Canterbury 300. January postpone. I don't know who it came from, cause I don't have a,
Right.
Close
Well,
enough.
Yeah,
I think the 19th might,
okay, I think
That's
we'll just go with
Wednesday,
that,
Thursday.
Thursday.
yeah, that's what we've been doing. Alright, that's the end of my report.
Okay, for Energy Committee, a lively discussion about the battery storage panel discussion, scheduled for January 20th. They just got a new member who we signed the appointment slip
Yep.
for tonight, yay. They've been actively planning other educational sessions for 2026. The solar permitting checklist is complete.
Cool.
Cal has it in your inbox, I sent it to you this afternoon. And excuse me, they did decide not to try to get C-Pacer on the warrant this year. The deadline was missed anyway, but there's legislation that's working through and they wanna see how that affects anything. So that'll give everybody, allow us to investigate it further and make a decision on it this year. And they do want to pursue getting an updated energy audit of the municipal center complex. I have impressed upon them that scheduling needs to be firm and communicated well, when that
Communicated
happens.
through the town administrator.
Yes.
So there is,
Not just
there would
light.
be a cost associated with that if they wanted a technical
Yes,
for heat. We have the lights are done.
Yes.
I think it's a done deal with the lights, so this would just be for the heat,
yes.
but there would be a cost associated with that.
I was very clear, that the cost should be determined before any scheduling was done, to see if it fits in their budget or anything else.
And then there's,
But they do want, let's put it, at this point, they want to pursue it, so they're gonna start with
But
the,
I would think also if the town approves the oil, the waste oil furnace would also change the results of any audit that they might have.
yeah, so I would probably wait till after, I don't think
Exactly.
this is, I don't know where this fits on top of the list, but I have a feeling the other things are going to come before this.
Yeah.
For community power, they are scheduling a listening session for sometime in April. Again, just to see how residents understand or how they use community power and to encourage them to opt up. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Thank you. You had asked about the goal for the New Hampshire Community Power Coalition Reserves.
Yes, I had,
Their goal is to have a 60-day reserve.
saw that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you though.
They, we're currently planning on what to say in the newsletter or anything else about what the new rates are and how to encourage residents, again, to consider opting up to a rate that includes the adder, so the town can profit from that. Definitely looking for new members, because when we sat down and thought about it, 4 of the 5 people on the committee are not using community power, because we're all solar.
Solar.
So Edgar is our representative who is using community power, he would like a little company on the committee, that would be good, and somebody's opinion as well.
Yeah.
And then the mission statement has been rewritten to reflect the changes in the committee. Not only smaller people, but just more focused mission from the wide ranging that it was when there was a lot of people and they started. So that's been completed. And the Conservation Commission, steady as she goes. They've got property management that they're working on, work sessions, conservation outreach. They're following current legislation. They're fighting invasives, etc. And again, they're going to weigh in, they did weigh in on the wetland setback, they had that subcommittee, which was, I think, successful, and they've got one more little piece they wanna put in there. And then, again, tonight we signed the appointment slip for Audra Klum, who is a member of the Conservation Commission, and I can speak highly for her qualifications for that. And they chug along, so
Yeah, good.
that's all from me.
All right. Before I lose the thought, Edgar, could you ask if they can, now that we've got that 60-day number for what they wanna have in reserve, as part of their reporting, do they give you kind of a, here's where we are now number?
No, they don't, I mean,
Could
for
you
one,
ask?
they're just starting.
Yeah, I would like to know where we are in that, cause that's a big number.
That's a very big number.
And I'd like to know as we move forward, after a couple months, you can kind of get an idea of how long it's gonna take to get to that number.
Yes.
So I think on behalf of the Canterbury Select Board, if you could ask that
Oh,
question,
well,
thank you. Calvin,
All my boards are in hibernation.
I kind of thought
HDC
that
doesn't have
actually,
enough
no?
members to meet, so we haven't met the last 2 months.
Yeah,
Ag doesn't meet until March, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they kick it back
they're
off.
all resting now.
And Rec will be taking down the lights in a couple weeks in the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
They got a new member to replace Danielle.
Very good.
And
Can I
then,
ask a question about that?
uh-oh.
Why, no,
Because
why,
they kept going out, so they unplugged them after Christmas, because they couldn't find a way to keep the power to them with the wind.
that answers.
So Randy was in
okay.
Hawaii on vacation, and with everybody kinda in and out, they didn't wanna have a light on for 10 minutes and then plug it in.
Did you
after
notice
long.
that,
The little Christmas tree.
yes,
Which
Fat,
looked nice.
Fat Albert is doing his job,
Yeah, my kids noticed it,
working, and did you notice the lights kind of flicker?
and they changed.
They do. He's-
So
he's
next
very
year they
proud
want
of
to address
himself.
that with the tree though,
Okay.
try to find a way to get it a little bit
Yeah.
more better,
Yeah.
so it can
Yeah.
withstand.
Yeah.
And the school board, they just wrapped up their budget session.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then the public, the deliberative, I believe is February 5th, but don't quote me on it, I think that's in my head.
Stand by.
I think it's the 5th at 6 o'clock in
brought the-
Belmont.
And Yeah, Edgar, and if you know the answer to this, feel free to chime in. I heard that there were only 6 Canterbury residents there the other night.
I think there were maybe
Only
seven, no,
6 residents total, from what I heard.
no, there were like 35 people total, but there was
Yeah,
you and Kathy and
Right.
me and
well,
Tiffany
the
and.
public
Or
session,
staff.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
I
it
think
was
there were
mostly
7.
staff.
Yeah,
But historically, I mean, this year, the tricky part of the school right now that's going on is they're proposing to cut jobs, so the teachers are very the radar is up, so a lot of them have been attending a lot of the budget meetings,
Yeah.
obviously within their interests. So I mean, you saw the budget highlights while you were there.
Yeah.
So it's,
Right.
you know what's coming down the pipeline in terms of that, and then the deliberative is the big one, and historically, it's been tough for Canterbury, not tough. We don't represent as much at the public hearing when it's in Belmont, so I wish that's something the school board would address to kinda, if the deliberative is always gonna be there, can we get the public hearing? It's
Right.
the expectation for us to travel to both is not fair,
yeah,
in my opinion, but, so that's all wrapped up, the deliberative will be in 2 weeks, and then
It
hopefully.
may not be fair, but it's an awful lot of money and it's worth a 20-minute drive to go weigh in, but.
It is,
But that's my opinion.
But in my opinion,
Yeah,
as the
yeah.
town that comes out and votes to educate itself, throw us a bone every now and then and let us
Yeah.
have it. I mean, last year we had it in town and we probably had 25, 30 people there.
we did.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right,
it's a
that's
good
right,
turnout.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's,
Alright, so the
Yeah,
deliberative session will be at the high school, 255 CV Road, Belmont. 5th day of February 2026, that's a Thursday, and it will begin at 6 P M.
yes,
And this is an almost $30 million budget, so I would urge people to turn out.
And it will not be that much different, it'll be a little bit less than what the budget that's there, but I picked up all the booklets afterwards. So they're going to be at the library and the town offices, and
Very
then
good.
when the deliberative session booklets come out, I'm gonna go get another whole
well, I think you can
stack of
actually
them.
print them off the Shaker Regional website as
They
well,
are
all the
posted.
information's there
Yeah.
in PDFs.
Yes,
So,
Yeah,
but many people won't necessarily do that, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go get a
Yeah.
stack.
yeah,
And they always have bright colors for the deliberative session, anyway.
yeah,
So these, I've got a box of them in the back of my car, they'll go to the Sam Lake House and the library.
very good. Good,
good.
okay,
I've got 2 questions.
sure, go ahead.
For, CCPC, you said that the mission statement has been rewritten,
Yes,
um,
and Fred should have emailed that to you?
okay. I was just gonna say, could somebody give that to me, so, okay.
Okay.
Or maybe he did and I missed it, but I'll double check,
Yeah,
and
I think I can speak for everyone here, except Beth, who's, I know, been a part of it, but I'd like to see it as well.
Yeah,
And I'm sure Calvin feels the same way.
Yeah.
Any change in mission statements on one of our committees.
yeah.
that's a good point,
So
and I
can bring
will,
it- I can put it on your next agenda.
Thank you.
And the other thing is, the rep committee has a new member,
Yeah,
can they tell me about it? And give me something so we can get an appointment slip?
yeah, I'll
and-
talk to Randy.
I also just misspoke. Fred Portnoy was writing the CCPC report for the annual report, and Tim Me
Ah,
redid the mission statement,
okay,
so, let me see what he said about when he was going to. I can forward that right now if that's okay by everybody.
Sure.
Ken, you
We
wanted
can
to?
discuss it at our next meeting.
Yeah.
That way we'll all have a chance to read it and digest it and ask questions at our next meeting.
Okay, everybody's got it.
Thank you.
It's pretty bare bones.
Ken, do you wanna go next to old business?
I do have some new business.
Okay,
I met last week with a representative from C Squared Systems LLC in Auburn. They are a public safety solution company. James Saunders, he's a Canterbury resident, he contacted me. He had some concerns because there's no cell service at the transfer station.
Mm-hmm,
So he and one of the technicians from his company met me at the transfer station last Thursday and walked around, and they took measurements, and they felt that we could we have a small, like a residential style booster, cell booster in the office. He felt that we could put a small antenna on the side of the building, 25 or 30 feet. And, he's gonna give us all the information on it and would cover a big chunk of that property. We then went up to the municipal building and did a walkthrough of the entire building. And they measured, and again, we have a small booster, cell booster there. And parts of the building you have good cell coverage in and parts you don't. And they are looking at ways to improve the cell coverage there, as well as the emergency communications for our police, fire, and highway departments.
great,
And they looked at our antenna that we had, we put a taller antenna up a couple
Yeah.
years ago through the radio infrastructure improvement. And they looked at that and said it was a really good job, they think it's great. They also think that they may be able to, they're gonna put us in touch with another division of their company that puts up cell towers, the big towers, and see if there might be an opportunity for us to put one up at the municipal building property.
that was gonna be my
Which would
next
help the whole
question, could
center
they,
area.
yeah,
So,
great,
again, he's a resident and he
Yeah.
just approached me through an email and we met and worked through it. He's a former employee of the state, emergency management,
Yeah, I think
so,
I've met him.
what was his
Anyway.
name again, please?
James Saunders.
Is he currently a resident?
He is currently resident,
Nice, great,
so
But we're not allowed, like, by zoning, we're not allowed cell towers.
Well, we're exempt from
only
zoning.
in the,
on the,
you can only have an industrial zone.
Yeah,
However, this has been discussed for many years, well, several years by the Board of Selectmen about putting one up at the municipal safety complex.
as a,
That, again, municipalities can be waived from zoning. But I think that zoning, and I'm just speaking from history, that zoning went into effect quite a few years ago. And today, there are a lot less landlines, and just about everybody has and uses a cell phone. And a lot of people have gotten rid of their landlines, so they only have cell phones.
I think it's gonna behoove us to
I
deal,
think, I don't
Revisit it.
believe there would be a lot of pushback from the residents at this point, if we.
I just remember the 2 or 3 years ago, the Welch Road proposal.
oh, yeah,
Yep,
but there was a lot of problems with that, other than
I just remember
that. It was interesting to go listen to the whole discussion up in Andover when they were going through their
Remember when you
cell
went,
tower
yeah.
thing. And the fact that, you know, just because there were cell phone towers that used to take care of things, the higher the density of the information, the smaller the area that the tower will cover. And I think, there's enough people in town who complain vigorously about it and depend on it for not only business, but safety. It's going to behoove us to revisit it. I
he
think.
had some interesting anecdotes about cell usage and things when the solar eclipse happened
Yeah,
up north. There was no cell coverage because there were so many people
yeah,
that had gone north.
Yep.
And the only ones that had cell coverage were the FirstNet or the emergency broadcasting
Yep.
people that had signed up for that.
yeah.
interesting.
Yep, when 9/11 happened, I
Yes.
was on a helicopter trying to call my then wife to let her know I was headed to the towers and couldn't get a cell service. Everybody was trying to call somebody.
So if this is on the municipal property, we don't have to worry about addressing it with planning or zoning, in the sense that we don't have to look at an ordinance and reinvent the wheel.
So the only thing, I guess, no, legally, you would not have to. I think it would probably be a good idea, particularly to involve planning and HDC, because that is the historic district
Yeah.
out there.
You can just paint it white, right?
I mean, I will say, these two guys know an awful lot about towers, and they're looking at the property saying, oh, yeah, we could, disguise it pretty
Well,
good up
that's-
here, and.
That's really interesting, what a happy, we should put them together with Fred Portnoy, who was very concerned about
Mhm.
helping move that forward in town.
Yeah,
But it's again, listening to the discussions in Andover, it's really a safety concern.
Mhm.
I mean, if you've got somebody who, there was a lady who came into one of the meetings, she's got issues with mobility, and the power went out, and she was marooned in her electric chair
Mhm.
and couldn't get up and couldn't call, and
Yeah.
was stuck there for like 12 hours until she could get, and that's just one instance,
Right.
but
Well,
anyway, I think
yeah.
we're gonna need to revisit, there's
Yeah.
just too many people in town who rely on it.
right,
Canterbury Fair Day is a big example, if we had a booster up the hill, that'd be great,
Yeah.
they'd be very happy.
yeah,
Anyway, that's huge, what good news, Yay.
Yeah, I think that's it, and then we can go into old business.
okay, let's,
I like that new business.
The CD investments update.
oh yeah,
So Mary and I got together and met with a representative from TD Bank. And as I had said, the CDs that we invested back in October, one was for 1 month and one was 2 months. We earned just over $4,500 from those two. The interest rate was about 1% higher than what our general ledger operating account is. So we did better. We looked at our cash flow for going back a couple of years and determined that we can invest $1.5 million in the next 3 months, 500,000 for 1 month, 500 for 2 months, and 500 for 3 months.
Yeah.
I've talked to the treasurer about it. The rates as of last week, 1 month was 3.25, 2 months was 3.28, and 3 months was 3.27. She's gonna send me an updated list for February 1st, because we're
Yeah.
late enough in the month that we would probably make it effective February 1st. So unless you have any objection, again, I've talked to the treasurer, he thought it was a good idea, and unless you have any objections, that's what we'll do.
I think that sounds great,
I
we're,
would,
we're making money, so,
I would second that, thank you. Thanks for doing the legwork to make that happen, and
Yep.
do we still have the good contact at TD Bank, the person who you were dealing with the municipal experience?
We do.
Yay,
We do. Our contact has quite a history in the investment, world as well as small town.
yeah,
She was a treasurer in a small town, and so I think she understands both sides of this, so.
great. Well, it's a delicate dance, but, yeah, that's,
yeah.
$4,500 is nothing to sneeze at.
Every bit helps.
We are going to look into how, if we can, invest the land use change tax
Okay,
funds, because we have over $400,000, and we're only making about $500 a month in interest on those.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see, because that fund is only, the conservation fund are the only ones authorized to expend those funds.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they would have to authorize an investment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah.
okay, I did mention, I did pass along as their rep that they should get in touch
Great.
and say, like, I just said, what is it doing now, and
Mhm.
who decides, so you may very well get,
Right.
Good.
get some information from either, or some input from Kelly or Ken.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, wow. All right,
Alright,
That's another good piece of good news.
right,
And I think, we already did the budget because
Yeah.
we went through that with the police chief.
right,
Gave you guys the updated, highlights with the wages and
yep.
percentages, so I
Is-
think.
Is there anything? It seems like now we have solid numbers on everything, don't we? That's what I thought looking at it. I guess, does anybody have anything else?
When's our next actual, do we have one more public hearing on the budget, right,
Well,
before town meeting?
Yeah, we have the public.
We have a public hearing
Yeah.
scheduled for February 2nd, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Is that our next meeting?
It would be, I believe that's correct, our next.
Yeah,
I've got it. That is correct. Our next meeting, February the 2nd. Yes,
Okay.
that is the public hearing. Okay. Anything else from anyone?
not that I can think of.
Nothing, okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn then.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Alright.
We are adjourned.
and